All right, let's dive right into this. Welcome, everyone. Today, we're embarking on an investigative, historical deep dive into a truly fascinating and honestly incredibly bold claim presented by a source known as the Globe documentary Kenya. We're going to treat this explainer a lot like an archaeological dig. We're taking a single piece of source material and carefully brushing away the dust to see exactly what kind of historical mysteries are hiding underneath. So if you absolutely love a good historical cold case, well, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to rely strictly on the clues provided by this documentary source to uncover the story they are really trying to tell us. Now, you've got to hear the sheer magnitude of the claim we're dealing with here. The English translation of the documentary's actual title is designed to grab your attention immediately. It states, very neutrally but absolutely emphatically, that the body of the pharaoh, when buried, comes back up the next day and is on Earth to this day. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. We aren't just talking about, ancient ruins or some dusty old artifacts. The source is claiming an ongoing, physical, almost supernatural phenomenon where Pharaoh's body literally defies burial. It's a massive hook. And as investigators of the source, it's our job to figure out exactly who they're talking about and what evidence they actually bring to the table. Section 1. The Unburiable Pharaoh Mystery. So to solve a mystery like an unburiable body, we obviously can't just take that wild title at face value, right? We have to ask, what clues actually lie in the documentary's audio? We really need to pivot our investigation into the transcript of the source material itself. But here's the catch. The auto-captioned transcript we have is highly fragmented. It's full of gaps, misinterpretations, and honestly, mysteries of its own. We're going to have to sift through all of this to find the concrete evidence. Section 2. Examining the transcript clues. Okay, so the source audio is frankly kind of chaotic. It's filled with these bizarre auto-generated hiccups, like randomly saying Ohio, Nevada. But if we scrub away that noise like true detectives, we can actually pin down some distinct, decipherable keywords for our evidence board. First up, the creator, the Globe documentary. Second, historia, which is the Swahili word for history, confirming our historical context. Third, we get a very specific geographic marker, the Red Sea. And finally, the ultimate clue, Ramses wa Pili. Look at how these distinct data points are really starting to form a map for us. Section 3. Ramses II and Red Sea. So we've suddenly gone from this super vague, supernatural claim to something highly specific with the words historia and the Red Sea. The documentary isn't just speaking in abstracts anymore, it's grounding this wild myth in a real-world ancient setting. The Red Sea is, of course, an incredibly significant historical location. By placing this event right there, the source is demanding that we treat this as ancient geography, not just some bedtime fairy tale. And boom, here is our prime suspect. The audio explicitly names the great Ramses wa Pili, which translates to Ramses II. Now, Ramses wasn't just any run-of-the-mill pharaoh. He was a monumental builder, a totally legendary military leader, and easily one of the most powerful rulers of the entire ancient world. By attaching this earth-defying, unburiable myth to his specific name, the documentary is leveraging his immense historical weight to make their claim feel urgent. It's no longer just some random body. It is his body. Section 4. The legend endures today. This right here is really the ultimate narrative thrust of our source material. On one side, we have the myth, this supernatural claim that a body flat out refuses to stay buried and is wandering the earth to this day. Then, on the completely opposite side, we have the subject, the verified, grounded, very real history of Ramses II. The documentary basically lives in the tension between these two things. They're trying to bridge thousands of years by forcing the weight of verified history to somehow support an incredible modern myth. They are claiming that the physical consequences of this ancient history are still present right now, today, making ancient history feel almost like a breaking news event. Which naturally leads us to our final, lingering question for this investigation. Does the legend of Ramses II overshadow the actual history? We've sifted through the static, we've identified the ancient geography of the Red Sea, and we've officially pinpointed Ramses II as the main target of this extraordinary claim. But, when documentaries and modern storytellers take a historical giant like him and attach an unburiable myth to his name, you really have to wonder, are we actually remembering the man, or are we just totally mesmerized by the magic we've projected onto him? It's just a fascinating look at how ancient history and modern myth-making intertwine. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the source material. Until next time, keep analyzing the evidence and definitely keep asking those tough questions.